Yo, what's up guys? Today I went to watch BIMBISＡRA in theaters. So I wanted to watch an Indian film in theaters, and this was the only film that was there, and I said, ooh, I know BIMBISARA. I reacted to it 8 months ago as a teaser, and then I reacted to the trailer, I think last week. And I think this is basically the first masala film I have watched. It's Telugu. It's with Nanda Muri Kalyan Ram, and basically this is an entertainment movie. It's basically there for you to, it's a feel-good movie, I guess. The story starts out with this person who looks like BIMBISARA, who falls into a pit. There's this kind of like genie figure that gives him a magic mirror, and then we discover that BIMBISARA is a ruthless king, a ruthless leader, and he wants respect. He doesn't care for anybody. And then it goes on to him receiving this gift, which is a mirror. A lot of things happen along the way, and I thought, in my opinion, the first part of the movie was a bit long. It took too long to show and establish that he's a ruthless leader. It took too long to, just develop the story. I thought it could have been a little bit shorter. But still, it's an entertainment film. There were action sequences. There were some funny scenes where he's like stepping on a crocodile. By the way, I'm going to give you spoilers. If you guys don't want spoilers, then yeah, just go watch my vlog. My vlog has no spoilers, and you can go watch it. It's here on the channel if you haven't watched it yet. But right now I am giving spoilers, so be aware of the spoilers. So there's this part where he's stepping on the crocodile, and there's this flower that, resuscitates people. So there are a lot of references in the beginning of the movie which are important, which will play a role at the end of the movie. So you need to pay attention to small details just so that you can get, everything that they did in this movie had a reason. There's a child who gets killed. That plays a part in the future as well. So everything happens, and there's like a connection with the storyline. In the beginning of the movie, we see a mirror. It plays a part after 1 hour of movie. So all the all of the details that is given in the beginning of the film, it ends up being used throughout the whole film, except for the genie in the beginning. Kind of like a genie figure. He never appears again, which is good because I didn't really like the CGI. I thought they could have done a little bit better with the CGI, but still, I'm not here to criticize the film. I'm just giving my review. I think the first part of the movie could have been a little bit faster, fast-paced. But okay, there's this part where I found very, very kind of like funny. There's this woman, princess, who is captured with her father, and her father falls to his knees and says, "Please forgive me, we have wronged you. Please do not kill us." And his daughter, instead of saying, "Please don't kill us," no, she says, "What, father? You should not apologize. It's better for us to die." And BIMBISARA, he says, "Okay, it's better for you to die. So I'm gonna kill your father, and I'm gonna romance you." I mean, she just put her father in a very bad situation where her father is now being strangled and, being killed by BIMBISARA because she couldn't keep her mouth shut. And I thought that was like, come on. You put your father in that situation for absolutely nothing. In terms of acting, I thought this was more like kind of like a theatrical acting. BIMBISARA was always looking at the camera and saying his name in the third person, BIMBISARA, pulling his mustache. So it was funny, and it was very dramatic, very theatrical. It wasn't a movie type of acting. It was more in the theatrical side. He would pose and say, I am the king, you know, something like that. So it was more of a theatrical type of acting. So it gave it a little bit more of a kind of like a TV serial feel, not a movie feel, which is part of the style of the movie. And after that, we see that he meets up with his brother, which was supposed to be dead, but he's not dead. There's a lot of dialogue that you know is catchphrases, and his brother kicks him into this magic mirror that he found at the beginning of the film, which shows Bimbisara going to the future. So basically, it becomes a time travel movie, and we know it's a time travel movie by the synopsis, but it takes 1 hour of a movie for us to actually see him go to the future. So after he goes to the future, the movie becomes amazing. It becomes actually a comedy, and it becomes funny. It becomes fast paced. There's a lot of slapstick comedy. There's a lot of situational comedy. You know, there's a lot of things going on there, and the golden ticket is his redemption story. He starts learning how to love people. He starts learning, you know, how to appreciate people who give him food. He starts, you know, changing his character. So I think this was the best part of the movie. The best thing really was the redemption story for me. Is there cringe moments? Are there cringe moments? Absolutely. A lot of cringe moments. A lot of moments which is just, you know, he looks at the camera, he's like, No, he actually looks at the camera. The camera is like up here. He looks straight to the camera and he says, my brother is very evil. You know, it's like you're like, okay. It's very cringe, but it's part of the comedy and it makes it funny. It's an entertaining film. So I don't think you should take it very seriously. A lot of anti-gravity fight scenes, but also it's part of the style of the movie. It's masala. It's just for entertainment. You should not go watch it with, you know, thinking of logic. Forget logic. Just watch it. You know, this movie has a lot of things going on. There are skeletons, there are demons, there are, you know, a lot of things that are going on. A lot of things. There's like there's a guy who can teleport, you know, there's a flower that can revive people, a lot of things going on. And you can't take it too seriously. And then there's this guy his father died and he wanted to get all the gold from Bimbisara. So he's in a quest of getting not the gold, but a book, you know, that has a lot of powers. His dad died, so he also wants a little bit of revenge. You know, he has this bone to pick with Bimbisara. So there's a lot of things going on. Bimbisara also ends up killing innocent people, including a small child, and that comes back when he discovers that his brother, being the new king, because he went to the future, so his brother stayed in his place. His brother did a better job than him, became this legendary figure, considered a god, and he discovered that he had descendants. So he feels like, you know, he has a family now and people care for him. And then he discovers that there's a statue, which is basically his brother, and he's saved from something that is falling from the sky, you know, and when he falls down, he sees a girl, which ends up being the same girl from the beginning who he killed, but she's in the future now and she's part of his descendants. You know, a lot of things that it can get a little bit unreal, but still, it's part of the style. What I didn't absolutely appreciate or enjoy much is that the scenes repeat itself so many times. The same scenes repeat itself as a flashback. And I understand it's just to create the environment. He is, remembering it as a flashback, but still a lot of things are going on. But still, I think the movie was very entertaining. A lot of whistles, a lot of shouting, a lot of laughter. I mean, a lot. People were laughing so much and they were having such a good time. So I think the movie did a very good job for that in terms of entertainment. The background music was, very, very well made. There was like, there were songs also. The dancing was funny because, he was dancing, shifting his knees left and right. But the movie felt so long because there are so many things happening. There's this guy trying to get the book who kidnaps this girl. And, there's his brother trying to get Bimbisara's powers. And there's like this other guy who wants to take over the throne. And then at some point, he goes in to save the little girl, but then she ends up getting kidnapped again. But this time, not only her, the whole family gets kidnapped. And it's a lot of things that goes on and on and on, and it basically never ends. Like, instead of him just saving the family, no. Now he has to go back in the past, get a book, and then he has to come back to the future. And then he saves the family. But then also, he discovers that the girl was injected with a virus that will kill her in 24 hours unless he gets the antidote with it, which is within this book. There's so many things. It becomes Mission Impossible. It starts off with a genie, and then it goes to like mirror, mirror on the wall, and then it goes to Mission Impossible, and then it goes to like PK. There's a lot of things going on. A lot. So in terms of consistency in the story or the style of the genre, it's a little bit all over the place. But it's fun, it's entertaining, and it's just for your entertainment. It's just for you to enjoy with your family. A lot of funny jokes. And guys, I think basically that's it. At the end, there was a very funny scene, which is not supposed to be funny, but it was funny because Bimbisara is like this warrior from the past, and he was beating up a lot of people, and you see this fight scene, and then when he looks at the villain, he's like, I'm gonna fight this villain, right? And then the villain just pulls out a gun and shoots him. And I was thinking, welcome to the future where guns exist. And he just got shot, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. You're fighting like a warrior, but you forgot that guns actually can kill you from a further range. In any case, everything led to complete entertainment. And Nanda Muri did a great job acting. It was a little bit over the top. He was, always kind of like a comical character, always saying his name. But the other actors, some of them were not very good. Like there was this guy who wanted to become king. He didn't act very convincing. It didn't look like he was angry or revolted. And I think the last part of the movie was a little bit rushed. Him, creating a relationship with the family. There's this, favorite son who gets almost run over twice, and then he gets run over on the third try. That scene felt a little bit forced with him. We don't know who he is, but then he suddenly dies, and we're supposed to feel sympathy for him because there's like an emotional song playing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna cry for him, even though there's like an emotional song playing. I don't know who he is. He just appeared like 10 seconds ago, and they said he is the father's favorite son. But you know, I feel no sympathy because I didn't know him from the beginning. Anyways, I felt like the ending was a little bit rushed, but all in all, it was fun. It was a nice movie. I don't think I would recommend it to my foreigner friends because they wouldn't understand it. I have more experience watching films from India, but I would give it a 2.5 out of 5. 2.5 out of 5. I'll give it half point because okay, if you watch it with your friends, then it's a 3.5, okay, out of 5. But I think it's not my type of movie. I think it's fun, enjoyable, but I wasn't confused with the storyline. I was not confused. I understood everything that happened. They made a time travel movie. It worked. The story worked, but there was so much information. It's like when you get a cake and then you put chocolate and then you put frosting and then you put custard and then you put a lot of things in it, and it ends up being like, I understand it, but why? Why is there like a 24-hour virus? And why is this, there's a part where the court clown, he, the Joker he sees that this other guy wants to take over the throne, and he says, I'm gonna go tell the king. And then on his way to tell the king, he finds the mirror, and he forgets totally to tell the king about, the invasion and the treachery and the treason. He forgets all about it, and then he himself goes to the future, and he tells BIMBISＡRA instead of telling his brother. So I was like, come on, you're just gonna leave the brother to die or whatever? Anyways, the storyline was not as consistent as it could have been. It's not a movie to be taken seriously. It's just a movie to enjoy and, have fun. And I think a lot of people, there were 80 people in the theater that I watched this movie, and everybody had a blast. Everybody had a good time. One of them actually compared this movie with Bahubali. I would not do that. I wouldn't. He said Bahubali Part 3. I would not do that. I'm sorry, to be honest. But I still think it was a great movie. Watch it. Go see for yourself. And it's just all good fun. Okay, all good fun. I have no criticism of the movie itself. I just think there was too much information, but they did a good job with connecting the dots. References from the beginning until the end, they connected all the dots. Even at the end, they showed the flower, and I'm like, ooh, smart. So it's an indication of a next movie. But I'm not going to be nitpicky or look at the dirty details, but I'm just saying it's a masala film, a lot of cringe moments, but the cringe is funny. It's necessary. It's funny. There are so many parts that they look straight to the camera. And you're like, why? But it's funny. It's funny. It serves a purpose. It's funny. It's just funny. It's just funny. But I would not take him seriously as a ruthless killer because of all the cringe stuff. But still, you are going to be entertained, and I think you're going to be happy watching this movie if you ever go watch it. But don't compare it to any other movie, okay? It's all crazy, time travel. It's just a lot of things. But I was really happy. I really enjoyed myself, and I felt part of India. everybody shouting, everybody laughing, everybody screaming. Every time there was this epic like clothing walk, slow motion, everybody was like, oh, whistling, and you know, they were so happy. Every time there's like a background music, everybody was so happy. So that made my day, or my night rather, and I really enjoyed myself. Okay, I'll see you on the next movie review, next video actually. Take care, guys. Let me know what you thought of Bimbisara in the comments down below. Take care now. Bye bye.